Okay, welcome to my first video. I play Pokemon TCG over a year now, and I've won a few tournaments here and there, but nothing major, just smaller locals. I want to get better at playing Pokemon overall, and I'm preparing for the next tournament. We are going to have Ascended Heroes live, that's why the Poké Pad is going to be such an essential card. But also, we do have a lot of Dark type decks running around, so I decided to leave Guardy behind, because it's really no fun to play against decks that have, that one-shot almost everything in my deck and have the consistency of Poké Pad now. I am playing Grim with Pech with Budew. Ursaluna is good, but I just feel that I want to have more damage output, so one monkey plus Pech could get me to 330 or even more depending on how much damage I have on the board and how many monkeys. The Budew is to slow down enemies that really benefit from playing aggressive. The Devo is really good against decks that we don't do well against, for example, Dengo, also the Diplin deck, and maybe Alakazam. Nothing crazy overall going on here. Two Snorunts and Froslasses for monkeys for consistency, 3 Grims for consistency because I don't want to get a headache. 2 Boss to countercut you to make sure that I can get whatever I want to punch into, and the rest is just kind of self-explanatory. The 4 Arwens is just so that I can get Secret Box turn 1, hopefully, even though I'm just playing 2 tools, but since these 2 are really useful, the 4 Arwen feels quite alright. Let's jump into our first game and see what type of opponent we get. So when playing Guardy, because before Guardy I played Dragapult, and before that I played a little Charizard, I didn't know how flexible and how interesting decks are that can move a bunch of damage around. I always thought it was a bit too weak for my taste because you couldn't really punch into something. But now the placing of damage counters, etc. is just so strong that it can even tilt unfavorable matches to your favor. I don't want to go first, and I hope that we can get a good supporter on our first turn. Alright, that doesn't seem too shabby. We have Balloon, we have 2 Poké Pads, Arwen. So the whole play here is probably going to... This is either Guardy or Mirror Match or something else that uses a monkey. That's it. Interesting. Okay, if I have the box, I need to sacrifice 3 cards. So Grim is sacrificable, Lillie's, and probably one of the Poké Pads, I guess, because setting up here is really important. Okay, we have box. What else could I do? I could also just get the body and set up a monkey and a Snorunt. Do we have the Budew? We do have the Budew. Maybe I'm just going to do this instead of the box. I don't know why. I just feel like this is maybe a bit better. I'm getting the Budew. I'm getting the Snorunt out. The reason why I'm doing this is because I have 2 Poké Pads, so I can still get another Impidimp, but also I don't see a giant threat just yet. That's why having One Impidimp seems fine to me. Going to retreat. I'm going to get the last just to be sure. I mean, they might Iono me, but I'm just going to risk it. No, this start isn't too bad. Okay, so Absolbox. And Iono. Perfect, we got the Spike, we got the Monkey. They have the Absol. They have the Yveltal. Let's see. We need to... I mean, if I can play aggressively, I can kill the Monkey. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get the Snorunt. I mean, Froslass isn't really useful. Might not be... No, I'm going to do it anyways. Because if I give them more damage, this is actually going to benefit them. Let's hope for candy. No candy. That's too damn bad. Let's get another Impidimp out. Let's evolve this one. I don't really like this, but I think I have to do this to just hinder any shenanigans. But now they can simply kill my Budew, which is a problem. Going for the kill. Probably best to just place the Monkey. Yeah, I think I'm just going to place the Monkey. I have 2 Grimm, I have Boss and Counter Catcher, so whatever they're going to take from my hand isn't going to be too bad for me, I think, I hope. Subjugating Chains, Yveltal. Alright. So now they're going to get some cards. Their best bet is to get 60 on my Grimmsnarl and then just one-shot me. I mean, the problem is even though they can one-shot me, I think punching their Mega Absol is actually going to be very beneficial. Okay, so I'm placing the Dark here. I'm going to... Because if I don't punch the Absol, they're going to... do enough damage anyways, like 200, and then just pick a card. Going to evolve this. Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3. just to be sure. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to I think I need to bench another monkey. Going to get the Morgrem. And then I'm going to Lilies for 8. Yeah. Okay, that's not too shabby. I think we have to use the secret box. So we can energy switch to another monkey. Okay, so first we're going to Adrenabrain to this monkey here to build the pressure. Another monkey here. Then I'm going to sacrifice Arven, Snorunt, and let's think about this. Iono, I think, because now we have each of those. Energy switch. 2 Spikemuths doesn't seem too bad, so if he takes one, it's not a problem. And then we're going to... Do we have the counter catcher? No, we only have that one. So I'm going to probably use the boss just to make sure. Yeah, just to make sure that this works. It was probably a bad decision of mine to put the balloon on this one, but what else am I going to do at the beginning? Okay, now punching the Absol is really good because now they either have to penny it and then they need to reactivate another attacker, or they're just going to punch me and like KO me, and then I can KO their Absol for 3 prizes, which seems fine to me because then I can also put some pressure onto the 2 monkeys that he has, because I can also move 60 around. And then I'll kill 1 monkey plus the Absol, which is 4 prize cards, and the Pech. I have to think about the Pech. Yes, sir. There goes 40. And having damage is good because this means they need to remove less damage than they actually want to from their monkeys, for example. Also, we're not getting terminal perioded because I think they want to make sure that we are dead. Yeah, 40, which is a shame for them. So we can move 60 and the monkey dies. And we can put more pressure on the Pech, I guess. So what I want to do now is I actually want to... I need another Impidimp. Yeah, I need another Impidimp so that I can set up my board. The problem obviously is that with the monkeys and stuff, they're at 3. Plays a monkey here. Oh no, this was stupid. I wasn't thinking, because I have the Grimm. Okay. So I want the Impidimp and energies. So going for R1 is probably the best case scenario. Rod is prized, which makes everything a bit more difficult. Do I have enough energies? I have 2. Barely enough, okay. Yeah, so the problem is they're going to one-shot me with their patch next turn. Yes, sir. So I need to get... What if I don't get the Impidimp and I simply attach to my patch? I think that's maybe the better play. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Adrenabrain to... I cannot move 60, which is unfortunate. Miscalculated that. The other 20 were going to go to the patch. I'm going to retreat. I could have just used patches, but I just want to make sure they cannot get the KO without using the monkey. Maybe it would have been smarter to just do it the other way around. Okay, 3 prize cards, 4 with a monkey. Not yet. Let's wait for the... There is the super rod. Monkey down. Alright. I mean, they can Iono me to 3, which would be unfortunate. But R1 plus... R1 plus Night Stretcher. Let me check. I just used 1, right? With the patch, they're doing 2... no, they're doing 240. With monkey, 270. 10, so I should be able to survive this. No, what's their game plan here? Maybe just Elvital? I mean, Ionoing me wouldn't be the worst idea, but then they also reduce their hand cards to 3, and they've already used Kangaskhan Khan and Fez, so I'm wondering what's going through their head. So benching the Impidimp was my first idea because I thought, well, I need another Morgrem to attack, but the problem is this is not very useful because since they've already taken a bunch of prize cards, he's activated, and if they would kill this Grimmsnarl, they would be at 1, so I could one-shot whatever they have here. Cypher. Okay. Are they going to play Cypher? Adrenabrain. 2. Who are they going to Adrenabrain? My Grimm, right? Or maybe boss patch, but then I still have the Grimm. Okay, Grimm. So then I have 50 damage. And then they can kill me with the patch. Yeah. That's not too shabby. Another monkey. Moving damage around plus energy switch will get them there. But fortunately they didn't Iono us, so we should have game. 70. Okay. Energy switch. No energy switch. I mean, I don't really... Okay, there's the energy switch. Now they need to Ilvital and then to retreat into Patch. But this is game for us. All right. Okay, so we kind of got lucky that they didn't Iono us into 2 cards. But I think they needed too many pieces to establish a new attacker, so I think that's fine. I'm just not going to beat up around the bush for too long. Just gonna take the KO. And that's game. Okay, I probably needed to check a few things a bit more often to make sure that my strategy would have been tight, but I think the patch here was actually a very good choice, especially into Absolbox, because even if they've left the Kangaskhan in the active, we would have done... no, let's say they would have attacked with Kangaskhan and not with patch for some reason, and they would have had 330 with the Kangaskhan. I would have had enough damage on the Kangaskhan and I could have killed it with a patch, while the 240 with one monkey wasn't going to be enough, probably. Also, the whole energy stuff was a bit unsophisticated. Like, on that one turn, I should have just put Grimmsnarl in the active. Having the first Impidimp with the Air Balloon was unfortunate, but I mean, to Budew, it was kind of necessary to slow them down just a bit. And bossing into, or counter-catching into the Absol was really, really good, because this means that they already, like, they need to attack with this Absol, because that's one of the big weaknesses of Absolbox. They can do a bunch of crazy stuff, but if you don't punch first into their attacker, they can just simply pick it up and do something else. While if you punch into them first, they have a lot of difficulty setting up another one. Okay, I hope this was useful, and see you in the next one.